Hello everyone, and welcome back to this 11th episode of Brilliance of Mikhail Tal. And today we are going to analyze the game played between Mikhail Tal and Theodor Zets in the 1952 URS Open Championship. So, a very nice thing to understand in this game is what you can say, how we have to attack and how we have to, what are the exact moves to proceed within what you can say, focused attack. So these are the things that we can take away from this particular game of Mikhail Tal. So yeah, let's dive right away. So if you focus on the position, Tal is with the white pieces, and Theodorus has played a fairly enough nice game just to have a pretty defensive position, a locked up bishop, and a knight which is certainly not competing in the game. And Tal takes the exact moment to convert the position into a very much a winning position. So Tal plays the move pawn to f5 here, and he starts with a brilliant attack for white. And this move is the best recommendation from the engine. Of course, when you see a king, you have to first start with marching up the pawns, and f6 is a Tal's idea, which is more or less a forced plan. And as black, what do you do here? I mean, how do you stop f6? Well, if you yourself push f6, that's not going to help because just e captures on f6, and still you cannot capture with any of the major pieces because the knight on e4 nicely covers the f6 square. And if you capture with this, then the h6 pawn is hanging, and once the king gets open, it's more or less game over for black. So of course you can't play f6 as Theodorus. So Theodorus tries e captures on f5 here. He says, well, okay, I accept the challenge, and let's see what you do after rook captures on f5. And Tal comes with a brilliant move here, which is a top engine recommendation, of course. But back in those days, finding this move is a much brilliant task for Mikhail Tal. So again, a position in this particular game where you can pause the video to find the best move for Mikhail Tal while I give you a couple of seconds. Yeah, for those of who you found it, congratulations. You're a nice tactical player now. You're now seeping into tactics. And for those who want to enjoy the show, Tal plays the move to f6 with a check. And what do you do here as black? Well, let's first see what Tal's idea. If you capture here, g captures on f6. Now Tal will play rook captures on f5, and this is going to be much more dangerous because now the h6 pawn is hanging, and you can't defend it in any way. If you play king h7, just rook captures on f6, and now the threat of rook captures or queen captures on h6 is undefendable. It's almost forced. You have to sacrifice your queen. And if not that, if you play something like king g7, then simply pawn captures on f6 with a check. It's a fork to the queen and the king, and you must lose the queen in this variation too. So of course you don't want to do that. So Zeds doesn't capture here after knight f6 check, and instead he plays king to h8. But now Tal finds another brilliant and a very patient attacking move. Like, not a lot of times we see attacking word getting associated with patience, but this is a very nice example. As I even stated at the starting of this analysis, this is a very patient and focused attack. So Tal plays rook captures on f5 here. And what is Tal's idea? Tal says, okay, well, now you still can't take because still I will take with the rook, or first take queen h6 with the check. So what is your plan? Well, there is actually nothing that black can do here. This is completely winning position for Tal. Diodorus tries rook f to d8 here as black. He says, okay, well, I will try and take the knight in future and try and run up with my king to the other side of the board, but Tal is not going to allow it. And Tal plays the exact move here. He plays rook a to f1, and this is just as brilliant as it gets. He's involving even the last piece into the attack, and he had plans like rook f a4 also possible, which are supported by the engine. But rook a f1 is a nice, brilliant, safer move of attacking rather than going into much deeper tactics. And here at this point, when Theodorus plays rook f to d8, he doesn't have a lot of things to play here for, because Tal is going to go rook h5 and rook h6. However, and Theodorus doesn't have a way to play g6 because then simply queen h6 meets immediate checkmate. So you can't play g6 at any moment. So after rook f d8, rook to f1 by Tal, and now Tal is going to go with the same plan with of rook to h5, but in a much better and prepared way. So you have bishop to c8 by Theodorus. He say, okay, I'm attacking the rook. You have to go to rook h5. Tal plays it, rook to h5. threatening to win the pawn on h6, and now Theodorus plays queen to f8, and he's asking question to Tal. Okay, this is the best defense that I can do, but what is your idea now? And Tal here demonstrates how an actual attacking player should play with 100% of his efforts towards his dedicated focused attack. And again, this is a moment in the video where you can pause it to find. This is not a easy move to find, but if you are a nice focused attacking player, you will find it in within a couple of seconds too. So feel free to pause the video here while I give you some time to spot the right move for Tal. Yeah, correct. So for those of you who found it, congratulations, you're now a certified focused attacker. And for those who don't enjoy the show, Tal plays to f4, and Tal is well known. I'm just putting much more pressure on you as the king is on h8. Now this rook on f4 is going to come on h4, and that is what Tal exactly does. And there is no way to stop it. There is absolutely no way. You have knight captures on c3, and now the drama starts. I mean, even capturing here still wins for Tal, but Tal plays the move rook h4 here. So he says, well, I am playing this game to demonstrate all the future generations the importance of focused attack. So queen captures on c3 is not a focused move. It's just a move that you're getting a piece. But if you're doing a focused attack, every move that you make is going to contribute towards a checkmate. So that is where Tal doesn't capture it. And here it's nice funny move by Tedious. He actually tests Tal's patience here. He plays knight captures on e2 with a check, and he says, well, okay, you're not going to capture my knight, so well, what do you do now? Now have you captured your bishop? You're down a piece, and what are you going to do? And Tal says, well, still I'm going to stick with my plan. King to f2 by Tal. And this is game over for Tedious now, because he's up a piece. It may appear that he's up a piece, but this rook at 6 threat is completely devastating. And he tries the last thing. He plays pawn to g5 here. There's no other way to stop rook at 6. You have rook to h6 with a check. You have queen captures on h6, rook captures on h6 with a check, king to g7, queen to g5 with a check by Tal, and it's game over. I mean, the king finally is able to escape to f8, but it's too late, and Tal plays the final move of the game, rook to h8 with a check, and it was in this position that Theodor Zitz resigned the game. That's very simple and very easy to understand the resignation by Black here, because there is only one move for Black, king to e7, and what follows is knight e4 discovered check, picking up the rook on d8, and the game in a whole. There are also much more winning ways here as white. You can even take this first, and after king captures knight d5 check, and any move that Black plays queen to e7 is going to be a checkmate sooner or later. So yeah, a lot of ways to win this position, and that is why after rook to h8 check, Theodor Zitz resigned the game, pertaining to the threat of forced checkmate in the next 2 to 3 moves. So yeah, again, brilliant stuff by Tal. You see the attacking f5, how he tried to open the king with knight f6 check. I mean, he was going to open the king with f6 if you come back to this position here where he played f5. The threat is to open the king with f6, but once after e captures an f5, he realized that, okay, the actual plan is knight f6 with a check, still, opening the king at any cost when ready to sacrifice a piece. And this is how a fierce attacking chess player should play in any of his games. So yeah, a lot of things to learn, and mainly after, even let's say after king h8, rook captures on f5 with rook f1 involving all the pieces into attack, and then going for a very very focused plan. I mean, rook f4, rook h4, and rook h6. This the you know it's just the best plan you can ever get against the black king stuck on h8. Both the rooks attacking the king in a much fierce manner. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do stay tuned to our channel. Subscribe to our channel for this exciting series of, it's going to be a very long series of Brilliance with Amikal Tal. Uh, we are going to try and analyze all the best games that Tal ever had, uh, including such tactical and also some positional games too. Although the series is regarding the tactical Brilliance with Amikal Tal, Tal is also known for some, best positions in his chess career. So yeah, do subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet subscribed, and stay tuned. I will be back with the next episode. That is the 12th episode of Brilliance with Mikhail Tal very soon. Thank you.